process, and then think it through what is the resilience of your system to that. And if you don't like the looks of that, maybe you'll start having discussions about how do we maybe make some changes to help.
Right. Well, again, I mean, I'm kind of mad at myself for not just realizing it because it's so obvious after you see it on paper. But
after you've done the analysis and,
right.
and you can really see all the detail, yeah.
I mean, you would think it would be intuitive, but I mean, that's something we constantly talk about planners being, you know, it seems like we'll get a good planner and have them for a couple of years, and right when they get into their comfort zone and they're their most productive, that maintenance organization will take them and move them to another place and bring in another planner. And
so you have to at least recognize the importance. You ought to start thinking about what happens if they leave on you, or they can't do their job or something. What is that, and how do they respond? If that's potentially unacceptable to you, you have those discussions. Sometimes it may be fairly easy. You know, maybe there's a better pipeline of people coming in, training, or it may be more substantial that we need to think holistically at CNS and say, are we doing things the best way? So there's a spectrum there. I'll give you an example on engineering and contracts. Okay, so we keep losing AB engineers. That's like the safety graphs, right? Very critical function. If it's not doing the AB analysis and engineering, plan a shutdown. I mean, it's so critical. And so I started pulling the thread. I said, why is it work? Because they treat it out pretty quick. And it takes a while to get them all trained, right? And so when you look at it, is it a management problem? Maybe they don't like the manager or something. Or maybe it's stress. They're working a lot of hours. You know, they're very critical, right? They're very important. They get a lot of attention from everybody. You pull the thread and you look at it a little bit more, and you can see cases it is stress. And it's so bad. Sometimes once they move out, they're like, oh, I got that job, you know. I won't ever go back. But we look at it, and I saw a case where that's why is that, you know. And one story I got was a stressor, an unplanned stressor. The government said the quality of your documents are not what they need to be. Our behavior, yes, they self-organized, and their decision was that every manager would review and edit every document. So maybe they gave him training or not, but I didn't hear about this improvement at the base level. What I heard was all of a sudden the management team is going to take on extra responsibility for that. And so it becomes a little bit of a pressure cooker. Not only are the people writing it, but their managers changing everything, and it comes out and finally the quality is where they need to be, but all of a sudden you've got an issue with that group. So I don't know if I'm sure that's not all of the story, but those are the kind of things we have to think through. You know, what is it about the system? The system's AV engineers performing. What's coming in? What are the stressors? Can we do something to relieve it? Instead, we just say, I got to get more AV engineers. You know, I got to hire them. Right? Just be on HR.
The funny thing about that that situation is there's a lot of value to me in my system for there to be consistency with the planners.
Mm-hmm.
But that's selfish because I'm just thinking about what's good for me. The maintenance organization uses that strategy as a way to build people's skills. I mean, they shift them around to different organizations to help give them give their planners experience in different areas and develop their own people. So, while it's good for them in the maintenance organization, I'm all about that. I mean, I want people to be built up and to get the experience that they need. It's bad for me because I get inconsistency there, and every time I get a new planner, it takes us about a year to get them up to speed.
That happens, as you know, that happens in everybody's organization.
Right.
You've got to train new talent.
Right.
Everyone hates to lose Billy or Paul or Jay or the one that they're a rock star, right? And so what happens if you're a program manager? I got to have this person on. The sky's going to fall if this person leaves. But if you don't provide career growth opportunities, mentorship and ability even for that person to move is something to help the company long term. Just to back to one. Any last questions? I want to know.
To back up what he was saying, plans, that's like in 1912, one of our biggest problems also is, we typically have, for that building, maybe 2 planners for all, corrective and a lot of preventive maintenance. And that's where, that affects a lot of things that we talked about, and actually it kind of shows a negative hierarchy because a year or 2 years ago, we had a huge backlog of work and there's 2 or 3 planners and we get word down from above that, oh, well, we've got 10 guys hired and they'll be out there within 6-8 months, a year. We haven't seen them yet, so there's, a negative hierarchy there because we can't get these guys trained into the pipeline to where they're needed.
And I heard the same thing about system engineers. Right?
Maybe, yeah.
Oh, I gotta get more system engineers.
Right.
Right. Get you out.
But that kind of leads into that run to failure thing because we have to make a decision every day, like, well, do I do PMs, which are costly, or do I do corrective maintenance, which is keeping some system down right now? And that kind of changes the focus. So you have to run to failure because we just don't have.
So what we all have to do is we have to start modeling our system state as is, right?
Right.
How are we doing work today? And start thinking about what are the requirements of purpose, what are the real requirements here, and if there needs to be some changes in either requirements, hierarchy, process, we've got to build a case for that. Unfortunately, you can't just say, I need to do it because it's hard. And especially if you tie back to one of these other systems like staffing, I can tell you, I've been telling you how hard it is to staff. It's getting worse for different reasons. We have to start to look at the systems across the board and say, are we doing the best we can? That's what they want you to do. That's why they say, well, when we processing systems, it's everybody. Not everybody.
So with planners, I don't know if you ever thought about it. Why does it take long to do preventative maintenance? It's the same thing every time, right?
Well, we don't have the ability to do a preventive maintenance plan necessarily and a corrective maintenance plan at the same time because of the lack of planners. Right.
Yeah.
But craft is part of it too.
But it does take. It's amazing to me that it'll take a planner to kick out a week
Yeah.
to kick out a preventative maintenance that they did last quarter.
They had to do 3 different walkdowns to get to
Right.
that point.
And
Right.
I don't understand why the system's not kicking out what that is. And not only that, but the requirements change every time. So that's why they're having to
And
touch
do you
it
know that
every time.
I've heard a number of years ago, because somebody else, these are not new, who that is as well, but I heard the same thing. Why don't we do it? Well, they had actually had a focused plan to pre-build certain plan packages, and it's still hard. So we have to have this kind of thinking to think, we're all like, why is that? And we're not sitting down together on some of these, other than, hey, there's a problem, or we want to get things together. We got to start thinking about how do we make things better than what we have. And I think that's where we're going to have to get all those tools engaged, CAS and everything else, to see how we do it. All right, I'm done. I think I won't talk too long, but.
So you have an assignment for the weekend. You can only talk in systems language.
I thought you were trying to improve my marriage.